Hello. Thank you everybody for the wait. Just waiting for 4 more people to hop on. 3, 2. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Welcome back. Thank you for giving us the time to sort out some of our logistics. Really appreciate this. And this has been one of my long-awaited talks. So if I am excited, it's only because I actually am excited. Okay. Now I want you to I've been following Lala Studio for a while, and I've been watching them and the products that they do. So it's not just, LGBTQ plus. They do so much more as well. These two women are just a powerhouse of things. And the amazing thing is they're so saccharine. I've made mistakes like just now. Okay, I was like, hey ladies, I didn't even ask them, like, okay, I have to be cautious about these things. They're so patient. They correct me, they educate me when I ask for it, and they hold such a safe space to learning. Okay, they hold such a safe space to the share. They recognize that we are all trying to learn, we're doing the best that we can, and they're trying to support us. So I am so excited. There's no better place to learn about the narratives of these human beings who are marginalized because you belong to a certain group. Okay, they're just doing it so amazingly, and let's learn more from them. So please do ask questions if you have anything. There is no stupid question. Just, I mean, look at their sweet faces. They're just there ready to be like, okay, give it to me. What do you want to know? Okay, so with no further ado, I welcome you, beautiful Vio and Shakya. All over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Rushma. We of us have been waiting and trying to get this scheduled. So excited to be here. And we usually avoid talks, but this is, we are like, yes, we have to do this. Yeah, keeping our introvertedness aside, we have come up here. So it's actually, thank you for inviting us. It's one of our first talks to mental health professionals per se. As Dr. Rushma clearly mentioned, we are the founders of Lala Studio, and Lala Studio is all about regenerative slow fashion. And our main other goal is to kind of create a safe space for the LGBTQIA plus community of the country or whoever who we come across. We are not experts in subject matters. To say SOGIECS, that stands for sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics. We are not experts, so just let's get that clear. But we are here to, we're just regular human beings, Vio and Shakya, just to here to share our first-hand experiences being part of the community, and hopefully leave you with something about this taboo subject that you will take home and help better the world one day at a time. Would you like to watch a small video? Cool. Let's share a screen and yeah. Can you guys hear? And
Whoopsie. Okay. Oopsie. Oh, okay, they're there. All right. Um,
Sorry, I think there was a technical glitch. No
That's
sooner we
okay.
play the video. Let us try that again.
Sure.
Can you see the video and hear it? Yes.
I can see it. I can't really hear anything right now.
Sure.
Okay, you're not playing. You're not playing yet, right?
But let me just try again. Gonna try again.
You're sick,
Okay.
but we can make it better. That's what you want, right?
It's important that you learn to love and embrace your body. It's a wonderful gift. When you're ready, please take off your clothes. Well, come on, mate. Now. See, does that look like a girl's body to you?
Evil from our son Daniel.
I hope you guys saw the video. We'll just quickly get into an interactive session because we want it to be two-sided, not just us talking. So if you can see our screen, just let us know. We will just start the presentation.
It's a bit dim on my end.
Okay, I will. Is it better now?
Oh, there you go. Great. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, cool. Okay. So if you guys can, please, if you have your phones with you, just take your phone out. You can scan the barcode or you can go to www.minty.com and enter this code and then we can interact live on this session. Let me know once you're done so that I'll give you a couple of seconds maybe to get the details and then we'll move on to the first slide. The code is 87426592. Yeah. Okay, hope you guys got the details. The code has been mentioned also in the chat. If you missed it, let's begin. Stop us if anywhere, if you need us to go back or forward or any matter, just stop us so that we can go at your pace. Okay, we started with a very tiny video. Even if you have not come across anyone from the LGBTQIA community or faced anything directly, maybe that helped you to get a small understanding or a feeling of what it might be to people in that community. So what comes to mind when you hear the word either it's the LGBTQIA plus or queer? The forum is yours. You can start. Let me just, yes. Can one of you confirm whether you can see the, yep, lovely. We get the confirmations on screen. Love, a person, creative. Just lovely. Just keep those entries coming in, please. We'd like to see this entire screen fill up with words. Any word, just whatever that comes into your mind. Yes, inclusivity. Come on, we need more answers.
Even if you don't know, like,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's also
no
response.
idea. Like, or maybe the moon or the sun or the skies, anything, flowers or the sea or anything that comes to your mind. We can have people from the community who are not out, who are out, who want to talk about it or don't want to talk about it. It doesn't matter. It's just how do you feel about that word? Ignorant or totally embracive, or I have a friend? Anything, guys. We have 12 participants, so I need more answers here.
Once you put your words down, what I noticed is, lady, Tikra and Anusha, you just need to scroll down and the submit button highlights. Does that happen for you? Just scroll down a bit and then the submit button will come up.
Yeah.
And it's all anonymous, everyone. So go ahead.
Yes.
Of course. Sorry, we couldn't mention that. Yeah. So we don't really see any information.
Yay!
Wow. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Wow. Lovely. So sensitivity, curious, different, politically correct, creative, love, a person, a human, inclusivity, rainbow. No more. Nice. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you so much. So you can see it's like we have like a range of feelings and ideas just about a word. So as a real experience, this is so much of a very explosive, a very extensive word or a subject matter, right? So let's move on to the next thing. Let's see what we can. Okay, a quick question, right? A lot of the community, the LGBTI community, we will also use the word queer, as I mentioned before, sometimes interchangeably with this word. So they do not really feel like they are accepted. We don't feel like we are accepted in society. Like, so there has been done like there have been a survey has been done in Sri Lanka. This was in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka, to see how many or what percentage of people from the community feel like the society, their families, their friends do not accept them. So what do you think? How much of a percentage from the community feel that they are accepted, they are not accepted? I'll just open it up for answers. Please give a few answers and see the correct answer will pop up here. Okay, I think we are very, very close to the truth in actual. So any more? Yeah, 100%. Okay. Any more? Shall we reveal the answer? Let's see how the actual numbers are. Okay. So it's nice to see like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 answers and all towards towards 60 to 100. So you guys are really I think already understanding the situation. So we'll just get the answer. So the survey said that almost 65%, this was done in 2022 if I'm not mistaken, and almost 65% of the community do not feel accepted in any of their environments, as I mentioned before, in work, be it workplace, be it home, or just among your own closest friends, right?
And I think it's 65% because of the work our generations before us have done actually. They have made a safe space for us actually going through so much more bad things like.
Yeah. So I think we have it a little bit better than
Yes.
our peers had it before, because when we go to different conferences, we hear what a lot they have gone through, what a lot of humiliation, public humiliation. It still happens, but at least we have a few groups working towards the betterment, and we have like uh, helplines, and a lot of things are in place because of our uh, peers that have done a lot before us. Okay, lovely. Let's move on. So this is, I mean, who does, if you do not, I mean, if you have not heard about these words, any of these are the words, the abbreviation we mentioned, LGBTQIA plus has a lot more at the back, but we'll just stick with the very basic ones, common ones. So if you have not heard these, we need a raise of hands. Can we see a raise of hands if you haven't heard any of these? Let's put it like that.
Yes.
Everyone has heard? Okay. No hands raised. Good. So, do you need, if you need an explanation on any of these, we can pick and explain, or in general, if you want us to just give idea about everything, we can go that way. If anyone can unmute yourselves and let us know whichever you want, we are going to listen to you. Haven't heard of allies. Okay. Let's start with allies. Okay, great. Let's start with allies then. And pansexual. Okay, could you explain the difference between transgender and intersex? Yes. Okay, great. Let's start with allies, and then we'll move to transgender and intersex, the difference between the two.
Okay. Allies means people who support the community, like who is not in the spectrum of lesbian, gay, bisexual, or anything, but people who supports the community. And what else?
They want to know the difference between intersex and transgender.
Intersex mean people who is born with maybe both sexual characters, like physically.
Yes.
So there are no male or female. Transgender is people whose gender identity differs from the sex they were assigned at birth. So maybe they were born as a male, but they feel like a female. So they go through a process of changing their identity and physical what do you call it, changes to identify as a woman or a male.
Yes, so I hope that was clear. So, if you take it in very brief, intersex are people who are born with either both characteristics. And I mean, if you have ever encountered or read about a story about an intersex person, it would be the doctor who decides, like, okay, the child who's born has both organs, or like part of both male and female organs. So it's up to the doctor to decide basically whether they are going to assign a female.
Sometimes it get unnoticed as well until they hit
Hit
puberty.
puberty, yes. So it could be they were born with it, but they only observe it, or it comes to light at puberty. So that's intersex. And um, what was the other one? Transgender. Yeah, transgender is you're born with a particular identity, but you don't actually align with that identity, and you completely don't feel that you are the identity, the sexual identity that you were assigned to. And someone wanted to know about pansexual.
Yeah, pansexual means they're attracted to people regardless of someone else's gender identity. So they could be attracted to anybody, like it doesn't matter if it's a trans person, a male or female, or whatever the gender identity.
Yes.
We wanted to mention asexual because of some of the experience that we have gone through. Most of the not most of the some of the friends that who have come to us with who are in heterosexual marriages, and when they talk about their experiences, that we feel like this person could be asexual, so that creates so much problems in the marriage. But they are in it because they don't know, they don't have the knowledge about it, so they are in a they're stuck in a bad marriage. So I just wanted to put that in as well, because someone has come out to me personally that they could be asexual, and so it's really sad. And I think as mental health professionals, you get more cases like that.
Yeah, because it's like a spectrum that of not only gender identities, it's also about how one feels about themselves and sexual orientation. So this abbreviation has not gender alone; it has all these things included in together. And yes, Dr. Rushma, of course, you are our best ally today. Because allies are, I mean, they got a place within this abbreviation for obvious reasons, because the community cannot go forward or like stand by themselves for what we believe in, unless we have allies like all of you backing us up and supporting us up. That's a very important role within this abbreviation, that we are really, really proud to have a lot of our friends joining us as well. And like, I mean, it feels like we are just regular human beings, as we mentioned, and it's not something different. So yes, thank you for being alive. And let's see, asexual aspect. Do you need anything more on the asexual aspect?
Well,
We'll
Uh,
share some
I would like the
links.
distinction then between the asexual and the pansexual aspect of it, when you mean, with the example that Shakya gave, you said you noticed that you had someone had come up to you who's in a marriage about. Yeah, can you just share a little bit more on that, if it's okay with you?
Asexual, right?
yeah.
A little bit more means actually one of my friends they wanted to read more about LGBTQ plus people, because just to be an ally. And that's when she came out to me that she could be an asexual because of the knowledge she doesn't have. Like now only she is identifying that.
And when you say asexual,
Yeah, that it can be like you don't say that they don't have zero attraction to anybody. It could be zero to little, like
Okay.
it's not like zero, it's a spectrum. And another example, we have one of our friends, your friend, who is
Yes.
asexual.
Yes. I mean, we have examples, experience from friends and our lives on every aspect of this, right? So, we have another friend who had also, I mean, until you read it up, you would not know that you are different. Just like being a lesbian or gay or bisexual person, even an asexual would be feeling like either I'm sick or why am I not feeling attracted or why am I feeling less attracted to someone within a marriage. All these questions might be things that come up to them, but when they if they get a chance to come across this information, this knowledge, I mean, you can definitely self-diagnose yourself in the beginning itself. I mean, that's what happened with both of our friends. But then they started reading up on the matter. They are more subject experts than us on asexuality. But it's more or less having little to no sexual attraction towards
Yeah, and they could be in a relationship as well.
yes.
They
So
have
they
other,
could, yeah,
other feelings.
yeah. Also, they could, if it's a straight marriage, they could obviously have kids and continue their life, but it's not something that is coming from their gut.
Right. Okay. So that's very interesting because I think a lot of the time also people get confused with asexuality and love in a relationship,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
You can
So exactly. So
go ahead.
which means you can love a person, but the want or need to have a sexual relationship, or if you're talking about a romantic relationship, you have another spectrum called aromantic. So you can keeping those aside, you can have love towards people, your friends, your spouse, your partners, anyone. So it's not the same. Love and these asexual and aromantic is completely two different things. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where, and I also do have a question. Anyone else, please go ahead and unmute and ask questions. But this has been also burning question for me because when what you said was very interesting about when you start to read up, it's like any when you notice something's going on inside of you, you start to read up and you realize it. Oh, finally there is an explanation. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm asexual. Then you start to notice like, okay, now I have this explanation. And then you start to notice like, wait, but now I'm noticing that I am pansexual. Can that happen? Because that's where the distinction happens in how we can be sensitive to work with someone. You know, like when you talk about fluidity. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah. So I was wondering if you can shine a little bit more light because me personally, I want to be very conscious of my speech when I work with somebody who is coming to this. Other life experiences I'm very familiar with in terms of emotions, right? In
Yes.
terms of the conventional, popular, for the terrible phrasing, because that's just how the world is. You know, like there's mainstream sexuality is heterosexuality, which is not the case. It's just sexuality, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, how do we have those conversations in which we can be cautious about it? Sometimes you can have all the counseling skills in the world, and it's very hard to have the conversation only because you want to create the safe space. Your intention is pure, and you
Yes.
struggle with like, oh no, damn it, I said that she
Okay.
better.
We have we have another slide. I think you guys should reply our question. We have something on those aspects where, I mean, when you're faced with a situation where even we are learning, right? Even today, we are learning because this abbreviation started with just LGBT. If I'm not mistaken, it was up to T. Then it expanded to QA. Now it's expanded to double A, double Q. So it's a very very long abbreviation. So it's not a matter of knowing all the abbreviations, because I mean, obviously even we are still learning, but it's a matter of acknowledging there could be things, there could be personalities or orientations out of this knowledge that we actually have today or at the moment. And if whoever who comes to us to talk about their sorrows already has some kind of a understanding, we could get it from them itself, and then move forward from there. I guess. If not, if it's like they want to gain more knowledge or expertise or understand or read about things, then obviously we have a last slide with a lot of organizations that we have within the country. You can just follow them and like be like observant and watch the videos they've made, and like then it brings you to a understanding of knowing, okay, I could be this. Even up to today, maybe even we are like struggling, like, okay, which one do we fall into? I mean, it's not mandatory to define yourself within these, but it helps knowing that, okay, I'm not abnormal, or nothing's wrong with me. I'm just this.
Got it. Yeah, it's really nice that you said it takes the pressure off also, I suppose, allies who feel or think that you should know. I know that every now and then, even during this year, I thought, oh my God, I don't know so much. I should know everything, you know? So like hearing that you can take, it's okay, relax, woman. Rushma, just relax your backside. You know, just hold the space, sit with them, do what you're doing, and then as things
Yeah.
move on, allow yourself to learn. I wonder if others on the call resonate with that. For me, that was very validating.
Lovely. I'm glad it did. If any of you have any questions, please do. I think you can unmute yourself and speak up or ask in the chat. We might miss a few chats because we are going slowly over there. Okay, lovely. Can we move on to the next slide then? Yep. Let's do that. Okay, so that's what we just said. It's constantly evolving and new terms may emerge over time. So the most important thing is to be respectful and then use the term that whoever wants or prefers, right? That's the learning point from that. Okie dokie. What is pronouns?
Before we get into pronouns, I think we have to add a little bit about gender identity, which is different from sexual orientations like lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Gender identity is if you identify as a man or woman, those are the binary identities, like which is the norm.
Which has been the norm.
So non-binary identities are people who doesn't fall into those two categories.
Yes.
Or they don't identify in any gender, or their gender identity changes over time. So there's few gender identities like non-binary, gender queer, agender, gender fluid. Those are the most common things. And most of these people, like non-binary people, are the ones who use like they pronouns. You can see in the slide. Because they don't
Identify fall into one of the binaries, which
Yeah.
is female or male. Non-binary would fall into like either this and that, or either both. So those things are being that pronoun is identified as they them. So
Yeah.
a lot of the Gen Zs
Gen
and yeah, they are, I think, the generation who are very uh, taking these pronouns to a next level, because I mean, we haven't actually I mean, here again, this is something we are still struggling with, right? Because once you come across all these abbreviations and phrases, it tends to get overwhelming, and at one point you will be like, "Oh, okay, what am I? Who am I?
Yeah,
Where do I fall into?"
Yeah,
So
key is to not to ever assume someone's identity, like if it's a girl or a boy or a what do you call it non-binary. Always ask what are your pronouns.
yes,
So it's a main thing to be respectful of them and to show that you care and you understand.
real life examples, right? So we have friends who identify as he, them, but was assigned female at birth. And if we meet them, our first pronoun which comes to our head is she. I mean, that's how we are wired, right? So we may, by mistake, call that person she or her. So at that point, the main thing is to not panic, or not like, not go overboard, but just to be calm. And obviously it's everybody is learning, and it's just a matter of asking what pronouns would you like to
and
us
because
to
they them is not grammatically correct. That's
the
the
biggest
biggest problem that people face, because this is here it's in the singular form.
Yes, but when you start, you have to like relearn what you learned in English, right? So now,
Even we are still learning.
yeah, we used to use they, them for a group of people. Now it is used for a single person. So that alone is a new learning, and no one is there to blame anyone. Or, I mean, either way, there could be a set of people who say, "Why do you complicate things?" And there could be a set of people saying, "I mean, why don't you just call me by my name and my pronouns?" I mean, we have a real life example that we had a doctor on one of our calls, and one of the participants mistakenly, it was a doctor, he doctor, right? So his pronouns were he, and he was a doctor, but one of the participants assumed it was a lady, and she called, she referred to the doctor as Miss, and the doctor got really, really upset.
Who is not in the LGBT community, but still it's
But
really
what we're trying to say
how
is,
important it is.
how important it is to use a pronoun abbreviation to make them feel comfortable. It's just a matter of making you feel, okay, I understand that you want to be called this, so I'm going to try and do this on behalf of you. You're my friend, or you're my colleague. So I'm going to start using this. That's the learning point here.
You know, Shaken by Vio,
Vio, yes.
yeah. So I loved your explanation just now about someone who is not part of the community. It's a he doctor, he, his person. It's very relatable, in the sense that I feel like that example alone allows even persons from the mental health community to recognize that, hey, look, you need to, if conventionally accepted, I mean, in 2024 also it still happens, right? Where heterosexual, and you're trying to convert people to like, don't be, you are a cisgender, you have to be a he, you cannot be a she. So given that such a conventional thing, you're getting offended or you're feeling upset or you're flying off the handle, why should it be any different for somebody who comes from this community or who says that, this is who I am and this is how I'd like to be? That's a very nice example, helping to set up compassion and empathy, actually.
Exactly. And how we felt. And the example happened just 1 day or 2 days ago. So we just included it.
Hot. Guys, you're getting hot experiences. Go ahead.
Actually, something that I prefer if I'm going to go to a therapist or someone, if usually they ask like your name and everything just before you go into the session.
Your name, your age.
But if that they can have form kind of thing that have the name and gender and use everything that including in the LGBTQ spectrum as well. And have the pronouns also in like have a box to tick or something like that. So then the confusion that then the patient doesn't have to say it, and then the doctor doesn't have to like assume or ask that and make a so something that I prefer that we have within the
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Let's move on now. It's time for your participation. Okay, now what do you do if you use the wrong pronoun? Is this active? Let me know if it's not active. I think it should be.
It's active for me.
Lovely.
How
Okay,
about the others?
Lovely.
Sabiha, Anusha, Fikra, Monadi, is it active?
And you can answer more than one. There are more than one correct answer. So lovely. Okay, we have 4. How many more have we got to come? We had 7 answers in the last time. If we at least get 7.
Yeah. I think some of them are having a network issue. Okay, we got 6.
Lovely. We got 6.
Yeah.
Okay, we give a few more seconds if anyone wants. And okay, lovely. So let's see the answer. We have, and let's check so we wanted it to be a little fun as well. So and the first answer is you panic and you make a big scene and you run away from the embarrassment. So obviously none of you are going to do it, and that's the wrong answer here. And the second 2 answers are yes, you don't make a big deal out of it, but you apologize and use the correct pronoun. And the last one is actually a tip, because if you are finding it difficult to use the pronouns, you can always use their name till you get used to the pronoun. So that's also a correct answer. So we have someone answering that as well. Lovely.
Something I do is I call everybody they.
Then
that's easier.
They said that. He said this. We got it.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Let's, I hope no one's falling asleep. Let's move on. Okay. So what kind of negative words have you like heard being used about the queer community or the LGBTQIA plus community? This is like the first exercise. Just any word that comes into mind. If it's not active, please let us know. Just key in any word that you would like so that
Whatever I've heard.
yes, yes, very, very, very much. Yes, we like the answers. Please share any more answers because this is a place or a way to see how many of these words are thrown around without actually feeling or caring what they're going to do to the person who's at the receiving end. Yeah, so any more, please? Let's fill up this. There's more space. Misunderstood, very much. Selfish, yes, we hear that being said a lot. Dirty, of course. Anything from the religious perspective, please do mention if you have any words on that side. Disgusting, yeah, pissu, of course. Not a human. And slangs, yes. We have all of these and much more. We need more, guys. We need you to like either go back to the memories where you see posts on Facebook or Instagram, just a regular pride parade and people commenting under these. You must have seen, heard so much more comments, right? Bad influence. Yes, very true. Too much hype. Yes. We love this. Okay. Sinner. Very much. Very much. Cool. So these are basically a very few. I mean, you guys have, please don't misunderstand if I'm using the word guys. We use guys interchangeably with girls or guys or in common for everyone, every human. So if you want us to call you something else, please mention it and we have to what do you say, practice what we preach, right? Lovely. So these are a very few words that we hear as part of the community, and there's so much more catcalling, sounds made, and we have a lot of responses, 11 responses. It's really good. So with this, we move on to the next slide. Which means how did those words come into their minds, to their mouths? Why did they throw it out on either trying to be a keyboard hero or trying to be a hero on the streets? Anywhere. Why? That's because of so many common misconceptions. You go ahead. Yeah, we'll quickly run through this and let's stay till the end for any other questions. Some dropped off of the call as well. Oops. Shall we continue?
Yes, please go ahead. It's okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, if there are any questions, we'll let's hold it till the end so that we can run through these quickly. Common misconceptions. So a lot of the time people think that sexual orientation is a choice. It could be debated either way, but and it could be like why this is mentioned is people think, okay, they were assaulted or they went through bad experiences as being in a regular straight or cis relationship, and then they converted. Those kind of stories are what we hear, and that's why sexual orientation is a choice. That kind of a misconception has come up, but it is not a choice. It is something just felt to be the right thing. Gender identity and sexual orientation are the same. No, we have discussed that before in our slides. And next one is all the LGBTQ people are or look the same way, certain way, or act a certain way. Oh no, this could be far from the truth, because we all have our own personalities, individualities, and like appearances, likes and dislikes. So none of two people are the same, be it straight, be it queer, be it anyone, right? And mental illness is a very big problem. This is where a lot of the word conversion therapy is thrown around, and even in Sri Lanka, we still hear that some people go through conversion therapy because they consider being queer is a mental illness. And they've been taken to different types of doctors, priests of different religions to cure them. So that's a complete misconception. Gay men are pedophiles. Of course, not. If you go back in history, you would see the actual pedophiles where they were great, maybe artists, maybe people from religion backgrounds, or maybe kings always, or not always, may have had young boys attending to their um, different needs. They are the actual pedophiles. If it is with consent and of age, then gay men are not pedophiles. And they say transgender women are men in dresses. I mean, that couldn't be far from humiliating the transgender community. If a guy is in a dress, they're not even called transgender, they're called transvestite. This is a complete misconception and a threat to children. Now, this is something I feel very deeply because I have a lot of my friends who have kids. And I mean, I'm really good with kids, but when there is a misconception like this circulating around, I always fear for the fact that I might not be able to like be in their presence if some of them get to know that I'm part of this community. So it can be so demeaning and gain another misconception. And community the community wants to destroy traditional values. Yeah, so this is mainly because of a lot of pride walks where people dress very empowering and very like in fashionistas, and this cannot be taken up by some people who think I mean tradition has to be at the forefront of anything. But it's just a way of expressing. That's what we do with our products as well. It's not as flashy, but then again, it's a matter of having the outlook of what you are feeling inside. Let's move on.
Okay, the hardships. I think we have to go a little bit fast because of the time. I'll do this with my experience, self-identity, which means that where we identify myself, the period. This could be different from person to person. This is my experience. This period, I think for me it was like a 1 year period or something like that. It's a very scary and confusing period because I came out really late because I have been doing gay things in my past, and I never identified because I didn't have the knowledge. I haven't read anything about this, so I didn't know that I was gay. So when I was slowly identifying myself, that I came to a point that I thought that I was crazy, or maybe I'm just confused. And at this point, I had a therapist as well, but I didn't trust someone else to go to actually. So I never went to my therapist and told my problems about this. Actually, it was a good choice because when I finally came out to that person, it was a
Different mess.
yeah. And uh, and also other people would feel like it's sinful because of the religion, and it's illegal. So it could be really scary. Um, so I had the privilege to talk to someone from the community, and I was lucky in that way that I didn't have a problem after that. Uh, and also, even after you identify yourself, uh, I think I came out very quickly. But some people, they don't come out like even they identify, even they know from the childhood that they are like this. They don't come out for like 20, 30 years. Like, I think I have an example right here with me. So, a very, very sad story because you don't get to be yourself. And it could be really scary because of the mostly because of the community as well.
And internalized homophobia.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to happen, because you could lose your job, you could lose opportunities, or you don't know how your friends would react. And because my family is now okay with me, but at the first my own cousins outed me. So we don't know who would be okay with this, who would not be okay with this, and it's a very scary space that we are in. Actually, even now with the business, that our main goal is like LGBTQ thing. So even we have that story, we don't go to places and just say it. That we always have to uh, scan the people who is around us, and where we are, and then only we say our actual story. Otherwise, we just say that it's sustainable and we just move on. Like, still we can't get out and be proud. It's something that usually someone else doesn't go through. And another thing that I wanted to mention, transgender people would have more complex issues than us, because they would be going through physical changes as well. So I think we don't have the expertise to talk about it. We feel like we can arrange someone to talk about it as well. And also we have friends who have face domestic violence and gender-based violence. Like, some people get abused by their parents itself. There are so many stories like that, which are very sad and traumatic.
Yeah, let's move on to a quick video of this entire experience put in a very beautiful poem. Please let me know if you can hear the video. Let me just double check.
Queer people don't.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I could hear it. How about the others?
I think it should be okay.
Can hear,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah, please give a thumbs up. Okay, great.
Lovely. Okay. Let's just have a quick listen to
Queer
this.
people don't grow up as ourselves. We grow up playing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to minimize humiliation and prejudice. The massive task of our adult lives is to unpick which parts of ourselves are truly us and which parts were created to protect us. This quote was written by queer writer Alexander Leone, and it brought me back to the 8-year-old version of myself who had the words to write, I am a lesbian in her journal, but did not come out for another 20 years. 20 years of protecting myself in a world that didn't feel like my own, and 20 years of creating a version of myself whom I no longer recognize. Hug your tiny self today, my queer friends, and bring that tiny self back to life. But this time for you, and no one else.
So that resonates with me to the core, actually. I could not say that in my own words, so hope you had a glimpse into what I have been feeling and still continue to feel uh, to different degrees. Okie dokie. Time for
Interracial-phobia. Okay, this is something, another thing that could be a complex issue when you are exposed to community that who's homophobic and discriminate the homosexuality. Someone who is sexually attracted to same sex could project those negative thoughts towards them, and they would not accept themselves, and they will be so disgusted about themselves, and they could talk negative about LGBTQ community as well, because we jokingly say that people who are homophobic are actually gay. Like, it's a thing that we say. Actually, it's actually true because of the internalized homophobia, that we have people who are absolutely that we know that they are in the community, but they don't even accept themselves to us even.
Yes.
And also they would try to act for not act like stay true to the expectations of the community. And we have so many people who are in heterosexual marriages who are part of the community, and even like even they know they some people are in same-sex relationships and getting married because of the internalized homophobia, and also the pressure that they get from the communities, the society, and parents. Especially in Sri Lanka, it's really hard to avoid that kind of a pressure, because I don't think most of the older generation doesn't understand this.
As well as it's not only females, we would imagine that marriage pressure comes for girls in Sri Lankan community. There was like age limits. If you hit 26, you're too old, you need to get married before that. But now we're seeing even guys being pressurized into being married, and it's sad to say we have friends from uh, even these kind of experiences, and we feel so sad about them, their partners, or their spouses and their families, because they had to hide their personalities and they are living a lie because of all this pressure. If this pressure had been taken away, they could have just been themselves and not put everyone in such a big mess.
They are not happy.
They're not
Both
happy.
parties are not happy in that kind of marriage.
Exactly. So um, let's move on. Marriage was actually something that we always want. I mean, if people are single, then they have the right to explore and figure out their sexual orientations. But some people get their identify themselves after marriage, and we have foreign friends or friends who live abroad, who partners, they can sit with their partners and discuss it, and they can come out to them and they are understanding. But in Sri Lanka, I think we have so much of a way to go for that point to even come where a partner could sit and understand. But we do have one story where a guy was so understanding of his wife when she came out to him, and he was communicating with us, saying he wanted her to feel safe and loved no matter who she's attracted to. So that was like such a beautiful story. Even though it's just one story, when we hear those kind of story, it gives us hope. And when we share it with a larger community and an audience, it gives everyone else hope as well. Okie dokie. Rishma, how much more time do we have?
About 7 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay, so then we will quickly run through this. We had, because before this meeting or talk, we had a quick survey from our community to see real life experiences. And we will just quickly flash it on screen. It's a bit in detail. We didn't want to reduce it. Yeah, we didn't want to
please go
reduce. Cool. We didn't want to reduce what they had said because it'll lose the meaning. But we will come to the summary where we explain what they have requested because of these difficult scenarios they have gone through, right? So we mainly wanted to know what kind of experiences they had with regard to mental health in Sri Lanka. So this particular experience was that they didn't want to even hear what the person had to say, but they quickly diagnosed and prescribed some medications, and that caused this person's mental concerns to escalate to a point that could have been prevented, right? Let's move on. This particular experience is a person who actually helps the lesbian, bi, and queer community. And when you're exposed to the community and their difficulties, you yourself go through a lot of mental trauma. And another very sad experience that was shared in this was that they had gone through domestic and gender-based violence, but the Sri Lankan system does not have any seasoned therapist who are also affordable and who can actually help them out with regard to such traumas.
Oh, wait, one slide.
This particular example was, so this is what they wanted from, I mean, we asked, okay, what would you want it to be different? So we will come to a summary where we will talk about the green slides. We'll run through the issues and then summarize that. This one, yes, so this person is not out yet, but people find that they can confide in us. So likewise, they confide in only a very few people. So as my story goes, it had to be one at a time. It was like maybe one person for 1 year. I had to I confided in, and then I could count the number of people who had confided in. It was like 10, up to 10, and then all of a sudden we started Lala Studio, and now I think I'm automatically out there, but still it's a very
No.
yes, this person is not yet out, but the anxious feelings comes when they think about, okay, what if I'm actually going to come out? What do I do? How do I come out? What's going to happen? This one had a really, really, really horrific experience. I had to cross off some names and words, but you can't really remove anything else from this because when the person had visited, they had visited therapists, counselors, psychologists, a lot of these different professionals, and the person had been asked the most absurd things. If you just have a look, they had been asked, how do lesbians have sex? What do I do with, what does the person do with their partners? How would you know if you are lesbian if you hadn't had sex with men? And so many more embarrassing questions. So, I mean, tears pour down my eyes when we go through this. So they don't want this happening to anyone. That's why they share the name of the person. It's a very big person, but very ignorant and very, very pathetic to say that this is a real life experience. And they went to be diagnosed or ask about ADHD and mood swings, but the person diagnosed them with sexual disorder. And was trying to diagnose them with unnecessary other things. Yeah. So this person had some requests. I'll summarize that in the last slide. Um, we had, out of 14 people who came back to us, we had 2 good experiences. We had to share that as well. So it's not all bad, but there are few good people. So this was one such good example. But what they said was the struggle is more or less with my family, because we don't have a proper way of educating families and close friends about how to not be homophobic and how to be accepting and that kind of thing. Okay, if you see a full page experience, you know a lot has gone through. So this particular person had a lot of trauma when they came out to their parents. When your own parents use words like disgusting, that cannot be, I mean, I don't know how a child could hear that and continue to survive. So if you go on to read the rest of it, they had also been suicidal, and adding on to that, Sri Lankan hotlines, suicidal hotlines. She had tried 3 hotlines, one after the other. None of the 3 had answered. So when you come to this kind of a situation, you're like, oh my God, it could have been 3 different people, and all these 3 people could have just taken their life just because this call was not answered. Thank God our friend is still alive and doing okay. But this was an example that was really bad, and you never forget these kind of experiences. I'll brief on what she had requested. And this particular one was the other good experience. They had a good counselor recommended to them, so they had a good experience. But you see here, it's a journey, right? We ourselves are evolving, then our surrounding environment is evolving. So at different stages, maybe you had the beginning good, but now she's facing a bit of a tougher time because they know who they are now. So they have identified they are queer, and then when they come out, they have a different set of issues to face. So let's move to the next one. This was another guy who had a really bad experience from his family. He chose, he thought that he had only 2 choices. One was to tell his family, one was not to tell his family, and he live a hidden life like me. But he was a gutty person. He chose to tell his family. And what happened there was the family just said, we don't want to live with you because you're gay. That's just straightforward and outright out. But then how things turned around is he is now living overseas. And he's the breadwinner for the family, and now everyone loves him. But I mean, it's very pathetic to see this when your own family is putting money ahead of someone's trauma and what they're going through. He ended up saying now they love me because I'm the breadwinner. They love my money more than loving who I am, which is so sad. But I'm proud and I stand my own rules and my own ground, being less stressful because I mean, being overseas would also be helpful because they are more open and he can be who he wants to be without any pretending. This one, yeah, so this was a good experience. They had not had any bad experiences, but depression and anxiety is something common in most of the LGBTQI community. And this was this was not a very personal one, so we can go on to the next one. Okay, so in summary, uh, you heard the story. Sorry, I had to run through it. Um, just just what people had asked for are so simple. If you have a look at this slide, just treat me as a human, not anything else, right? Don't be dismissive. I have the same issues as another human being. It doesn't have to be based on my gender or my sexual orientation. Then there were requests for everyone to be more aware. This is like a topic that is now very much out there. So being more aware, educating yourself, training or teaching others around you, it won't take anything away from you. It's so nice to have people allies using the proper pronouns and coming and sitting with us together, where we could not go out with straight people at one point, but now we can even call our allies and go and sit together. So that simple things are what they ask for. Then to be neutral instead of having like hard opinions and supporting trauma. Of course, all these, most of the community goes through various types of trauma, either having put out of their households or having gone through domestic violence or sexual gender-oriented violence. So we need to have proper support for these kind of specific requirements and a diversified pool who can handle all of this and just accept. And there was a specific request to have online therapy because even I have had a personal experience where during Corona, you couldn't visit therapists, you couldn't visit counselors, and they were not willing to do online sessions. So please do have more online sessions and have some free sessions at least, because not everyone can afford it. And once you get into therapy, it's a continuous journey. When you don't have money, then you all of a sudden stop your therapy, and then again you get it back into that cycle. And helping families, I had to put it in bold because this is something even we still go through. Families would not be able to understand it, so we need help from professionals who can talk to families and make them understand it's the same person, it's the same, everything is the same, just treat them the same, right? So families, some are willing, some are unwilling.
Even who accepts doesn't understand. Right?
Yes, some families mention that they accept, but then you get the feeling that they don't, because it's a new journey. They don't know, we don't know. We try to explain, but it's nice to have some help educating families. And the 24/7 hotline, which is answered, is something that came out of the friend who was suicidal. So it's like they couldn't reach the three lines, and also the language barriers. I think now Sri Lanka goes on all three languages, but still these hotlines are probably, we have not tried it, but probably not available in all three languages. And continuous learning, because it's all evolving, as we mentioned, so we can't just stop. And it's just like computer science, right? Today we learn something, tomorrow there is a new feature. So it has to be a continuous learning process on the specific issues. And creating a safe space. I mean, I don't know, maybe we are doing something right because we are not any professionals in these areas. We are manufacturing and selling a product on the upfront, but we have a lot of the community, the queer community confiding in us, parents, kids, spouses and families, so much of people confiding in us. So we think it could be done because if our forefront doesn't even mention that we are willing to hear to you, listen to you, and we don't have any hotlines or like any specific way that we can help other than listen to someone's story and acknowledge their existence and also take these stories to wider audiences like you guys. I think that's enough from me. And do you want to?
Yeah, these are the one of main organizations that we have who does work towards LGBTQ rights and who has like some offer safe spaces like people who get like homeless, that kind of what do you call services and legal services. These people have so many services like that, and they do so much awareness programs as well. If you need any expertise knowledge, that you can actually call them, or in social media they are active. Those are some.
Yes, so we are not experts. That's why we started off with these are the actual experts. These are the experts that anyone could reach out to. They are available on Instagram and Facebook, and they have hotlines, and their services vary from so many different things on the LGBTQI um, spectrum. So please reach out to them. You can screenshot it if you need to, or we can share links. We have not put the links up here, but if required, you can we can also share the links. Are we good on time, Dr. Rashma?
Yes, we are great on time. Thank you so much. I'm just going to open up the floor to any questions. Do any of you have any questions? Please unmute and share. Or even comments.
Yes, please. We would love to hear from any of you because this is our first time, as we mentioned, speaking to mental health professionals. So if we can include anything that we have not, or if you'd like to hear about anything uh, outside of the forum, just drop us a message.
We
And
have our first question. Go ahead, Anusha.
Actually, it's more of a comment than a question. So I don't have much experience with the community, with this community. And it was a very enlightening session. Thank you very much. I've learned a lot, and I hope I'll be able to talk to anybody feeling and I'm sorry, I'm lost for words. And no offense if I said anything wrong, but if I use any wrong word for this. But yes, I'm looking forward to uh, talk to anybody. I think I'll be able to understand them a little bit more after this session. Thank you for it.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Anusha. So we have another one in chat from Sabiha. Thank you for covering so much about the LGBTQIA plus experiences and what we can do to support them. All right. Anyone else would like to share? Oh, Sumaya. That's a really good presentation, and this kind of awareness is needed for all. Also, really great that you shared the helplines, etc., so that we can be of use. We can be I think I don't know, use of someone in need too. Okay. Thank you so much, Vio and Shakir. That was such an interesting, eye-opening talk. Love your charisma, both of you. Thank you, Dr. Usma, for giving us this opportunity. Actually, you should thank them for, giving us the privilege to listen to their experiences. Thank you so much. If you could share the helplines, I couldn't quite get a screenshot. We will be getting the presentation. So y'all will be sharing all of that with y'all. Really, thank you so much. What I would love, in addition, is you mentioned that there were few people who had positive experiences with certain mental health professionals. I'd really appreciate it if you could share who these were. You don't need to be, it doesn't need to be on a public forum, that's fine. Because then it gives us also a safety to like, hey, this person works well with people coming from this community, having these challenges. And then we can confidently share that information. When it's like, Hari gila, kata karla balanna, when already you don't, they're like, oh, I don't want to do kata karla balanna. Just like, will this person play the space? So if
Yeah,
we
very
can,
much.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes, because to add on to that, most of the community are already having had bad experiences. They would not go to someone unless someone else recommends them from the community. So even us sometimes even that recommendation can go a little bit wrong because it could be from person to person. The experiences could differ.
Of course.
But we will check with the persons who share the positive information whether they could share their counselors. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I also share one, and we will share that with you, and we'll also share the helplines. We will share the. We don't have a list of the phone numbers, but we will share their profile pages. So if you need something specific, maybe you can visit. Some of them have websites, so you can grab it from their website, but most of them are available on social media. So we will gather that information as well and share it with you.
Yeah, that would be really, really great. And I think Shakya also mentioned that should we need, would like another talk on somebody who can speak about transgender, maybe we can have a conversation offline for that and connect and try to work that through, because of course I welcome all of it and anything that we can get, because right now the information we acquire can create a bit more compassion or empathy for the person we are talking to, as well as towards ourselves. Because sometimes the worry that we're going to do something wrong or say something wrong is the thing that causes the stumbles and can create more strain in that interaction.
Yes.
Right? I want to specifically say I loved the way both of you and Vio, when you were also talking about, you had an experience where it was difficult. You were talking at one of the last slides about parents, right? The person who had, you said, yeah, it's sad that the parents like the person's money. One of the things that you said is like, this is all new. This is all new. Everybody is learning. I mean, that's such amazing compassion on your side, where there's so much wrong that has happened. Still, there's a part of your mind that's saying that, hey, you know what? Everyone is learning. I get that. It's not going to be fair. It's not going to be the way I want it. But if we can work together and just one step at a time. It was really, really nice. It was so refreshing. It wasn't like, okay, let's get together on this call, all of us, and do a humanity bashing session because things together. That's really nice. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very, very much for your time. Any last statements or questions? If not, everybody is free to leave and enjoy your Sunday even more. I think we're good. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.